last class, we studied about the anatomy of the flowering plants, right? It is related to the structural organization in the plant, all the tissues and all the things we studied there, right? Here, we are going to mainly study in the animals, the tissues which are present in the animals. Okay, fine. Here you get the around 2 to 3 questions from this chapter. Okay, let us start the class. The mainly you all know that what is the tissue, right? In the last class only we told that tissues are the group of the cells which are having the similar structure and the similar function, right? They grow up together to function the same function. So here in the animal tissues, mainly you can see the organization of the animal, right? Organization, body organization of the animal, mainly the consisting of the 4 types of the tissues. Okay, just recall, guys, which are the types of the tissues. You already studied these are the tissues from your 7th or 8th standard only, right? Epithelial tissue mainly. There are 4 types of the tissues. One is the epithelial tissue. Second one is the connective tissue. Third one is the muscular, and the fourth one is the neural tissues. Okay, so there are 4 types of the tissues are there. Kindly recall when I'm teaching, kindly recall the everything and kindly observe the class. Okay, while we are solving the question, these all the same concept only comes in the questions also. That's why kindly listen to the class carefully. Okay, while solving the question, it will be easy for you. Okay, the mainly epithelial tissue are called as a avascular. Avascular. They do not have any blood connection. Okay. These are called as the avascular. Remember this. Okay. These are avascular. Then how can this will get the oxygen for the survival? Can anyone tell me, guys? How can these epithelial tissue will get the oxygen? This all the epithelial cells are rested on the basement membrane. Okay, this is called as the basement membrane. On the basement membrane, these epithelial tissues are present. Epithelial tissues are present on the basement membrane. Okay, these basement membrane has the blood connection. Okay, these are vascular. Through this, the O2 is going to be diffused. Okay, from the basement membrane, the O2 is diffused to the epithelial tissue. Do you understood this? So that's why these epithelial tissue is called as a avascular. Okay, fine. Then coming to the epithelial tissue, there are mainly 2 types. One is a simple and second one is a compound. What do you mean by simple means? These are consisting in a single layer. Simple means single layer. Okay. These are consisting in this single layer. The tissues are in the single layer like this. Okay. Then coming to the compound, in the compound, the tissues are present in the layer that is multi-layer. Okay. These are present in the layer that is a multi-layer tissue. Okay. Then coming to the simple, these are the single layer. The 3 types are there. First one is the squamous epithelium. Second one is a cuboidal. And third one is a columnar. Remember, guys, I will in detail go through this in the coming slides. Okay. In the compound, we'll study about the 2 things. One is a stratified and second one is a transitional. Okay, fine. Coming to the connective tissues. In the second type is the connective tissues. Connective tissues are mainly consisting of these are the vascular. Okay, these are the vascular. These mainly connect the one organ to the another organ. Mainly, the oxygen has to be transport, right? Oxygen has to be transport and the blood connection to be there. Mainly, this connective tissue is helping in that, connecting the one organ to the another organ. Okay, remember this. These are vascular. These are having the blood connection. In these, there are mainly 3 types. Which are these 3 types? First one is a loose connective tissue. Second one is a dense connective tissue. Third one is a specialized connective tissue. In the loose connective tissue, 2 types are there. Okay. In the loose connective tissue also, dense connective tissue also, 2 types is there, guys. Okay. Remember, in the loose connective tissue, A square is there. A square means areolar tissue and adipose tissue. I think you all are aware of the adipose tissue, right? Yes or no? You all are aware about the adipose tissue, right, guys? What does the adipose tissue will do? Tell me, what does the adipose tissue will do? What does adipose tissue will do? It will store the fat. Yes or no? Can you give me thumbs up or any kind of things, guys? Yes, fat storage. Very good, Shruti Reddy. Yes, Chandana. Very good, ma. I want this type of active participation in the class. Okay. Yeah, it will store the fat because this is a revision class, no guys. That's why. Okay. Then coming to the dense connective tissue, here the tissues are densely packed, tightly packed. Okay. And here there are two types. One is a regular and another one is a irregular. Okay. Then coming to the specialized connective tissue, these are very special. The examples are the tissues comes here are the cartilage, bone, and the blood. Okay. Then coming to the skeletal muscles, in the skeletal muscle, we will see skeletal muscle. In the muscle tissue, you all know that all our body is covered by the muscle tissue only. For example, you can see the skeletal system, that is the bones, that is attached by the muscles only, right? So here you can see three types. One is a skeletal muscle that is attached to the skeletal, and the visceral muscle. These are the smooth muscles you can see in the alimentary canal, and the cardiac muscle. These are only covering the heart. Okay, we'll study about that. Then coming to the neural tissue. Neural tissue is present in the nervous system. In the nervous system, right? There are two types of the neural tissues are there. First one is the neuron, right? Neuron is there. And second one is the neuroglial glial cells, right? More than 50% is the neuroglial cells only, right? And it is helps in the nourishing and supporting the neuron, right? Then what is the function of the neuron? It is structural and functional unit of nervous system, right? Okay. So we'll study one by one in detail. Okay. Very good, very good. Larti, yes, Larti. What Larti is telling is the adipose tissue is also helping the energy storage. Yes, because the adipose tissue mainly consisting the lipids, right? It is helping in the insulation. In the cold climate, it helps in the insulation also, and it produces the hormones like the you can see that steroid hormones and all the thing will come from these fats only, and also it helps in the fat storage. Okay, adipose tissue mainly. Fine. Okay, guys, let us go one by one. I think you have an idea about this. Kindly remember the types which all comes under this, which types. Okay. Okay, first comes to the squamous epithelium. Why we are going to calling as a squamous means I told you already. These simple all are single layer. Okay. Coming to the squamous, it will look exactly like a tail. You can see if you all are in the home means just see your tails. How the tails are there, no? Exactly the squamous epithelium look like that. Okay. These are having the very thin membrane kind of thing, and mainly present in these are very very important. Where is the location? Okay, mainly present in blood vessels and the alveoli. Helps in the diffusion, mainly diffusion it will help. Okay, can you tell me guys where is the diffusion membrane is present? Example any kind where you can see the mainly the diffusion is going to be happen. You can remember the respiratory system. Can anyone guys, can you imagine and recall? Very good. In the hair sacs, what is that hair sacs? What is that hair sacs? Hair fillet cavity called as very good, Siman, very good, Saicharan, very good, Chandana. Yes. So those all are the alveoli, right? The alveoli covering is nothing but a balloon-like structure is there, right? A balloon-like structure, alveoli, it is made up of the squamous epithelium only. It is single layered. It is made up of the squamous epithelium. And between this, there is a blood vessels will go, right? Blood vessels. The blood vessels is consisting of the endothelium, called as the endothelium, right? These also mainly consisting of a squamous epithelium only. Squamous epithelium. Between these two, there is a basement membrane is there, right? Right. Yeah. The squamous epithelium is present in the blood vessels of the endothelium also, and in the alveoli, the sacs of the alveoli also. So that's why they mainly help in the diffusion of the gases, that is the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. I think you understood about the squamous epithelium. Let us move to the cuboidal. And one thing you have to remember here is in the squamous epithelium, the nucleus is nuclei is located in the center only. Okay. Okay. Then coming to the cuboidal epithelium, these all are also single layered, and these are mainly present in the ducts of the gland. You know that the glands which will produce, they will secrete the hormones and they will secrete the substances, right? Mainly there, the cuboidal epithelium will be there. Okay. And also in the tubular part of the nephron, during the urine secretion, you have seen that formation of the urine, the mainly the nephron tubule, that is the proximal convoluted tubule. You have seen, right? In those all the things, mainly the cuboidal epithelium will be present. Okay. Then ducts of the gland is also mainly present, consisting of the cuboidal epithelium. Here, why it is called as a cuboidal? It will looks like the ice cube. You can see that ice cube, no? It will look like that. The vertical section of these tissues will looks like cube. So that's why they call as a cuboidal. And the nucleus is arranged in the center. Okay, you can see here. This is the cuboidal epithelium. Nucleus is arranged in the center. They mainly present in where the secretion is happening and where the absorption. Don't confuse between the diffusion and absorption. Remember, guys, okay? Then coming to the columnar. Why it is called as a columnar? The vertical section of this tissue, it looks like a column. Column. Okay. So how the column will look like this? No? Columns. So it will look like this. Okay. And here the mainly nucleus, the mainly important is nuclei is located at the base, not in the center. In the base it is located. Okay. And where you can see this, guys? Mainly in the lining of the stomach and the intestine. Have you seen in the digestive system, the digested food will come to the intestine, right? Small intestine. In the small intestine, all the nutrient has to be absorbed, right? From the blood, it has to be absorbed to the intestine. Yes or no? In the intestine, it is having the some of the villi-like structures. Some of the villi-like structures present. Mainly, it is helps in the absorption. Okay. Yeah, villi, Chandana. Very good, Chandana. Yes. Okay, this villi mainly helps in the absorption. Okay, just remember, guys, the columnar epithelium is present in the lining of the stomach and in the intestine. Okay, what is the main function? I have told you secretion and the absorption main. Okay, okay. Then coming to the compound epithelium. Compound epithelium, I already told you the compound epithelium are having the multi-layered, means more than one layer, right? So here you can see that we also call as stratified. 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 Strata means what? Means layer. Strata. I think in the ecology also you studied about the stratification, right? The vertical arrangement of the plants, right? It is called as the stratification. So here also stratified means layer. Okay. So here it is called as the layer. Layer means multi-layer is there. Okay. So multi-layer of the tissues are there. It may be a cuboidal, it may be the columnar, or it may be the squamous also. Okay. So those are called as the compound epithelium. Mainly these are present in the dry area of the mouth. You can see the buccal cavity, dry area, and also on the skin. You can see, guys, in the skin. Mainly in the skin consisting of the multi-layered epithelium. Okay. That those all are not having the vascular system, blood system not having, right? And in the buccal cavity, you can see the compound epithelium, multi-layered. And also in the pharynx, you can see. And in the pancreatic duct, you can see the multi-layered in the pancreas. Pancreas is a gland, right? In the pancreas, it is having the multi-layered. These multi-layered mainly help in the protection. Remember, okay? Mainly help in the protection. Here you can see the diagram. This is a squamous epithelium. Here you can see this is a compound, and this is a columnar, and here it is a cuboidal epithelium, and here it is the columnar with cilia. Okay. I think you understood about the epithelial tissue, guys. Can you give me thumbs up, or if you understood this means, can you give me thumbs up or any kind of the reaction, guys, so that I can go to the next slide. And if you are giving the thumbs up means you have to answer in the questions, because this only I am solving in the questions also. No, you have to be confident. Okay. Kindly take a screenshot for now if you want to solve the questions means. Okay. Fine. Kindly listen to the class carefully. Then you can easily solve the questions. Fine. Then coming to the modifications of the columnar or cuboidal cells. Mainly here you can see ciliated cells are there. Okay. Mainly ciliated epithelium. That is mainly you can see the columnar. Okay. Columnar ciliated epithelium. They bear a cilia. They seen in the bronchioles and fallopian tube. It's very, very important, guys. Bronchioles in the lungs, you can see, right? Branchioles. In the branchioles, you can see ciliated epithelium and in the fallopian tube. Why this ciliated epithelium is important, guys, in the branchioles? You can see that any foreign particles has entered into the lungs. By coughing, you can remove the everything, right? Remove the foreign particles from the lungs or from the cavity, right? So that is nothing but the cilia. Cilia helps in the movement of that particle, throwing of that particle, okay, in the branchiole. Then coming to the fallopian tube, in the fallopian tube, in the female fallopian tube, the egg is going to be produced, right? In the ovary, it is going to be produced. Then finally, it will come to the fallopian tube, right? The movement of the movement of the egg is done by the cilia, ciliated epithelium. Just it will move. It will move like this. Okay, remember. Okay. The mainly function is move the substance over the epithelium. Okay. Then coming to the glandular epithelium, as the name is telling gland, mainly the function is secretion. Okay. There are mainly two types. One is a unicellular, very, very, very important, guys. Unicellular gland. The gland which is having unicellular epithelium is goblet cells. Remember, goblet cells. Okay. Then coming to the multicellular. Multicellular means that is a salivary gland. Salivary gland is there, right? The pairs of the salivary glands are there, three pairs, right? So those are consisting of the multi-layered epithelium. Okay. And based on the modes of the secretion, the glands are of the two types. Which are those? Cilia can stop the sperms which are not suitable. Not correctly, Chandana. Okay. Then coming to the secretion gland, mainly there are two types. One is the exocrine gland and endocrine gland. The exocrine gland, we already know that they're having the duct system, right? So they have their own ducts. What they will do, if they secrete anything means what they will do, they will store in that gland. Okay. So that's why those are called as the exocrine. Okay. They have their own duct. The examples are salivary gland, and you can take your tears gland. The tear will come when your father or mother is scolding. You are not reading. Why? The exam is coming. You are not preparing, but you are preparing. Suddenly the tears will come into the eyes, but it will store some time, right? That is stored in the where? It is stored in the gland. That is stored in the duct. That is nothing but the duct it is having. That is the exocrine duct. Okay. Then coming to the endocrine means these are not having any duct. So that's why they secrete the substance. That substance is called as the hormones. Hormones. These will secrete the hormones in the blood. Okay. Blood. So that's why these are called as the endocrine. Okay. The endocrine hormones you already studied like hypothalamus, anterior pituitary, posterior pituitary, and these all the things you can study the pituitary gland. Those all the things will comes under the endocrine gland. Okay. And the your hormones, those are the glucagon and insulin are produced by the pancreas. Those will come under the heterocrine. Okay, we will study those all the things in the another chapter, but here you have to understand only exocrine and endocrine. Okay, I think you understood the epithelial tissue. Mainly, we covered the three types of the epithelial tissue. One is the which are the types of the epithelial tissue we covered, guys? Can anyone recall epithelial tissue in that we studied? Squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium. Mainly, we'll study about the cell junction, which is present between the two epithelial tissues. Okay, two epithelial tissues. Here you can see the junction is between the adjacent cells here. Okay, adjacent cells are having the junction. There are mainly three types of the junction you will study, guys. One is a tight. As the name is telling, here you can see this is the one cell and this is the another cell. Here the junction between the two cells is there. It is very tight. Very tight. How much it is tight means a single molecule also cannot pass through between these cells. Okay. So cannot pass through these cells. That is called as a tight junction. There is no movement allowed. Okay. No substance leakage is allowed. Then coming to the adhering junction between the two cells only. Here, this act as a cementing. Just it will keep it is not having any function. Just it will keep the two cells together. For example, it will looks like this. Okay. Just the function is, it is acting as a cementing agent between the two. Okay. It is just holding the neighboring cell. That's it. Okay. Then coming to the gap junction. So here the two cells, it is acting as a friendly. Okay, for example, if you see in the neighbors, if they in one home they prepare the pulao or biryani or something, means they will give to the neighboring home, right? The same kind of thing happen in the gap junction also. Here, there is the allowing the free movement of the molecules. Okay, the communication between the adjoining cells and collecting cytoplasma. Here, the ions and molecule will pass freely. Okay, that is about the gap junction. Here you can see this is a tight junction, and here you can see this is the adhering junction, and this is the desmosomes and all the thing don't not required. You study about only these three is enough. Okay. Here in the gap junction, you can see there is a gap is there. Okay. Fine. I think we completed the epithelial tissues. Then we'll come to the muscular tissues. Okay. In the muscular tissue, mainly we see the three types. First one is the skeletal muscle, second one is the smooth muscle, and third one is the cardiac muscle. Okay. First, let us go to the skeletal muscles, guys. These all are the skeletal muscles. These muscles attached to the skeleton. For example, a bones is attached to the muscles, right? That is nothing but the skeletal muscles. Okay. So here you can see what are the main features. These all are very, very important. What you have to remember here is, you can see that here you can see the striation. A band-like structure is there, right? A bands are there. So these are called as striated. Okay. Here you can see the striation is present in the cardiac muscles also. Striation is there, right? And these are tubular. It looks like the tube, right? Tube. And these are multinucleated, guys. One cell is having more nuclei. Actually, one cell is having the one nuclei, right? But here, it is having more than one nuclei. So that's why it is called as a multinuclei. These are the voluntary muscle. These are under the control of will. For example, now I want to stand up. I will stand up, right? If I want to raise my hand, I will raise, right? If I want to write, I will write, right? These are under the voluntary control because these are attached to the bones, right? So that's why called as voluntary muscles, usually attached to the skeleton. These all are attached to the skeleton, right? Bones. So I think you understood about the main feature of the skeletal muscles, guys. Okay, these are mainly the things are the myofibrils. You can see myofibrils will be there, right? Okay. Then coming to the smooth muscles will look like the a spindle shaped, guys. You can see it is look like the spindle shaped. These are having the tapering at both the end, tapering. Okay. It is having the tapering at both the end, and these are non-striated, and these are spindle shaped, and these are uninucleated. Only a single nuclei is there. Remember, skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle. Okay. Skeletal muscles are multinucleated, whereas the smooth muscles are uninucleated, and these are spindle shaped, unbranched. Okay. And these all are involuntary. Mainly the smooth muscle you can see in the alimentary canal and in the and mainly in the reproductive tracts. You can see the smooth muscle. These are not in our control, right? If you are eating the food and if the food has to be moving, are you going to take any sticks and you are going to move the food inside? No, right? This is by the involuntary control. Okay, just remember, these are not our in our control, and usually covering the walls of the internal organ. All our internal organs are there inside. So those all are covered by the smooth muscles. Remember, okay? And coming to the diagram, you can see this. And coming to the cardiac muscles mainly cover the heart. Okay, mainly cover the heart. These are striated. I already showed that these are the striation you can see, and these all are branched. You can see the skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles are unbranched. These are unbranched. Okay. Here you can see a branch-like structure, right? These all are the branched. These all are the uninucleated. Uninucleated. Okay. Uninucleated. In that skeletal muscle, multinucleated, right? But in the cardiac muscle, it is uninucleated, branched with the striation. Remember. And these are also involuntary. Both smooth muscle and the cardiac muscle are involuntary. Just we can use a common sense, right, guys? The heart muscles are involuntary only, right? Are we going to control the heart muscle? Now you have to beat. It is going to be beat. No, right? These all are under the involuntary control. Just remember. Okay? These all are only covering the heart, cardiac muscle. Just see the slide once again. Recall. Skeletal muscles are striated, tubular, multinucleated. They are under the voluntary control. They are attached to the skeleton. Smooth muscles are present in the internal organ or the alimentary canal, mainly having the tapering at the end. Okay, uninucleated, unbranched. And cardiac, these are the branched, uninucleated, and they have the striation. Mainly remember. Okay, fine. Then coming to the connective tissues, guys. In the connective tissues, mainly two types are there, areolar and the adipose. Okay. Then coming to the areolar, these are mainly present under the skin. Okay. Under the skin, they are present and they support the epithelium. In the basement membrane, you have seen, right? In the basement membrane, you can see the areolar tissues. Okay. Here you can see, guys, this is the areolar tissue. What is this mainly consisting of? You can see this is a ground, this mainly connected tissue. 1 minute. It is produce the proteins. See here, understood this? This will mainly produce the proteins and matrix. Okay. I think, guys, you have seen the soup, right? Soup. The soup is having the matrix, right? Matrix. The soup like jelly, like solid, like consistency it is having, right? That is nothing but the matrix. Okay. In the connective tissue, some cells will produce the a matrix, a jelly-like substance, and it will produce the proteins also. The two types of the proteins mainly produced here are the collagen. This will produce the fibers, collagen, and also the elastin. Elastin also fiber. The elastin is mainly present in the skin. Okay, you look young, right? Because of the elastin only. Okay, elastin. These are the proteins will produce collagen and elastin, and the matrix is here. You can just remember, soup is nothing but the matrix, and in that the vegetables are suspended, right? These all the things are the vegetables that is suspended. That is nothing but the collagen, elastin. These all are the fibroblast, and the elastic fiber is there. Collagen fiber is there. You have to naming. Naming is important. This the fiber is collagen, and this fiber is the thickest fiber is the elastin. And here you can see the fibroblasts look like this fibroblast, and the ground substance is nothing but the matrix. Other than this, it is also having the some of the cells. Okay, the cells are the mast cells. Mast cell. This mast cell is going to produce the serotonin, serotonin and histamine. Okay, this histamine is helps in the allergic condition. Allergic condition, remember, histamine and serotonin is produced by the mast cell. Very, very important. And also it is having the some of the macrophage cells. Macrophage. Macrophage. These cells will eat. This is cell eating. It will eat the cells. Some of the cells it is going to be eat. Yes, very good. Yes, Chandan, IgE. IgE, that is antibody that is present, that is going to be helps in the allergy condition. Very good, Chandana. Okay. So this is about the areolar tissue, guys. Mainly it is present in the under the skin. Okay. Yes, Suchi. Correct. Allergy condition. Then coming to the adipose tissue, guys, I already told. These adipose tissue is going to be store the fat that is mainly consisting of the adipocyte cells. Okay, adipocyte cells going to store the fat where it is mainly helpful in the insulation and in the energy production and in the production of the some of the hormones. Okay, I think you are aware of that. That's why I'm not writing here. Then coming to the dense, here you can see the adipose tissue, guys. That is storing the fat, yellow colorish you can see. Then coming to the dense connective tissue means these are tightly arranged. Okay. For example, in one bench, if we tell that in one bench you have to 10 girls have to sit, or in the one bench 10 boys have to be sit, means you will sit very compactly, right? That is nothing but the dense connective tissue. Okay. So here densely packed fibers and fibroblasts, which are densely packed fibers and fibroblasts. Here in the dense regular, very, very important, guys, very, very important. You have to remember the examples. The dense regular example is T and L, tendons and ligaments. Okay. Here collagens are regular. Why we are calling as a regular means, here you can see the collagen fiber. Collagen fibers are arranged regularly. Okay, regularly. That's why we are calling as a regular. And the examples here, the types are tendons and ligaments. What do you mean by tendons? And now only we studied about the skeletal muscles, right? The muscles which are attached to the bones, right? By the help of tendon. Okay. The bones and bones are attached, right? Here bones and bones are attached, right? The bones and bones are attached by the ligament. Ligament fracture. Have you seen ligament? Right? Ligament is attachment between bone and bone. Okay, remember. And tendons is attachment between the muscle and bone. Remember. Then coming to the dense irregular, here mainly consisting of the fibroblast and fibers are irregular. There is no types are here. This dense irregular mainly present beneath the skin. In the skin it is present. That's it. Have you understood about the connective tissue, guys? Connective tissue, why we are going to call it a connective tissue? Mainly it is act as a connecting between the one organ to the another organ. These all are vascular, right? Yes or no? These all are vascular. These all are having the blood connection. I think you understood. If you understood means you can give me a thumbs up, guys. If you didn't understood, tell me. I will repeat once again. Okay. Okay. Then coming to the final, guys, that is the specialized connective tissues. In the specialized connective tissue, we will see the cartilage. Which are those cartilage? Thank you, Larti. Cartilage. These are the cartilage, guys. First, come to the cartilage characteristic. Cartilage are pliable. For example, cartilage is present in the ear. We can move the ear like this, right? This is nothing but the pliable. Okay, pliable because it is consisting of the salt that is nothing but the chondroitin salt. Okay, and which cells is present here in the cartilaginous cartilage? That is the chondrocytes. Remember, guys, chondrocytes. Chondrocyte cells are there. Chondrocyte cells are there here. And mainly chondrocyte cells are here. Chondroitin salt is there. Okay. And cartilage, you can see the different types of the cartilage, right? You can see the hyaline cartilage. The cartilage which is present in the nose tip. Which cartilage, guys? Which cartilage is present in the nose tip and in the ribs? Which cartilage is present between the ribs and in the nose tip? Yeah, in the tip of the nose. Which cartilage? Recall, just recall, guys. You know everything. Just you have to give a time and you have to recall. Hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage, right? Yes or no? Then which cartilage is present in the external ear? Elastic cartilage. Yes or no? And the fibrous cartilage is present in the. Okay, just recall the cartilage names. Okay, this is the elastic cartilage and this is the hyaline cartilage. Okay, fine. I think you understood over the cartilage. In the vertebrates, you know that the cartilage is replaced by the cartilage are replaced by the bones, right? Below the bones, between the bones. Very good, very good. Then coming to the yeah, fibrous is between the bones it is present. Okay. Okay. Then coming to the bones are non-pliable, guys. Non-pliable. They are rich in the calcium salt. Okay. So that's why you have to drink milk. Okay. Milk is rich in calcium, no? That's why. So calcium salts and bone cells are there. That is the osteocyte. In the cartilage cells are the chondrocyte. Bone cells are the osteocyte. The function is mainly for the protection, support, and the locomotion. You know about the bone, right? Then coming to the blood. Blood is nothing but the a fluid connective tissue, right? The mainly the blood consisting of plasma, and the formed elements. I think you detailedly study in the circulation. Okay. You know that what are the formed elements, right, guys? RBC. RBC having the hemoglobin that mainly help in the transport of the oxygen, right? And then coming to the platelets. Platelets. Mainly platelets is helpful in the clotting, forming the clotting plug, right? And then coming to the WBC. WBC is helps in the mainly in the immune system, right? Immune system. Immunization. It helps in the immune system. Okay. I think this is about the blood. These are the specialized connective tissue, cartilage, bone, and the blood. Do you have any confusion over here, guys? Can we go to the next part? Can we go to the questions? Are you ready? At the final, you have to tell me, guys. In the last class, you didn't told me. In the today's class, you have to tell me how many questions you solved. Okay, correctly. Okay, guys, let us go to the next. The first question. Go through the question with a patience. Okay. This is a match the following question. If you match even one also, first you have to match any which are very good at one. Okay. First, which is very good at. Okay. Which is first you can go to the multicellular glandular epithelium. Which one is the multicellular glandular epithelium we studied? Pancreas. Yes or no? Pancreas, right? For the C, it is 2. Then coming to the unicellular glandular epithelium, that is the 3, right? Then match now. A is having the 3. In only one, only in the C option, A is having the 3. Right. Then we'll verify again. Multicellular glandular, it should be have the 2. Pancreas. Then C should be have the 2. 1 minute. I went wrong. 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Multicellular glandular epithelium is the salivary gland, no, guys. Sorry. Yeah, multicellular glandular epithelium is a salivary gland. Yes or no? Then unicellular glandular epithelium is nothing but the goblet. If you match only with one also, you can get the answer, guys. Okay. She is having the one. You can answer the question. Yeah. So that is nothing but the option C. 1 minute. Option C. Okay, I will run the poll. After this question, I will just run the polls. Okay, don't worry. Very good, very good. Yes, Larti, correct. Yeah, multicellular glandular. Okay, it you told about the compound. Compound epithelium is nothing but the thing. Okay, first we'll answer. Unicellular glandular epithelium is a goblet, and then coming to the compound is the 4. That is the surface. It is covering the buccal cavity. We studied, right? Then coming to the multicellular, that is the salivary gland. Endocrine, that is nothing but the pancreas. Okay, let us go to the next question. Polar answered correct. Let us go to this. Yes. Yeah, Simran told correctly. Suchi also told correctly. Now I will run the poll, guys. Okay. Identify the types of cell junction that helps to stop the leakage. Remember, that helps to stop the leakage. Stop. Leakage substances across the tissue and facilitation of the communication with the neighboring cell. Here, guys, you have to identify the two junction. Okay. First one, it is stopping. Okay. First one is stopping and second one is helping in the communication. Okay. Second one is helping in the communication. Okay. Now I will run the poll. You can answer me in the poll, guys. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah, I'm launching the poll. You can answer to this question, guys. Very good, guys. Very good. I'm getting the correct answer. Kindly go through the junctions. We have studied 3 junction. One is the tight junction. Second one is the adherent. Third one is the gap junction. Yes or no? I will ending the poll. I'm sharing the result too, guys. Yes, very good. Most of them, like 75% given option C, only 8% B and 17% A. No issue. All are given the wrong answer. Let us answer to this, guys. Okay. So mainly we studied 3 junction, guys. One is the adhering. Adhering is not having any function. Mainly it will join the two cells. This is our cell number 1. This is cell number 2. Okay. This is mainly helping in the cementing. Cementing. Right. This is cell number 2. Then coming to the second one, that is nothing but the tight junction. Tight junction. It is present between the two cell. Here, it is tightly connected. Tight because there is no movement. There is no movement of any molecule. No movement. No movement of any molecule. Okay. Then coming to the third one, that is the gap junction. There is a gap between the two cell. Gap between two cell, the easily molecule will be transported. Okay. I think all are given wrong answer. I think you understood. Yeah, correct answer is C. The tight junction and the gap junction. Then coming to the next question. In which of the following connective tissue the cells secrete fibers of collagen or elastin? Option A, cartilage. B, bone. C, adipose tissue. D, blood. and E is the areolar tissue. You can go through this option. Just think which one is not going to be produced. The fibers. Fibers and collagen mainly. Okay, remember guys? I'm launching the poll. Okay, I'm relaunching the poll. Kindly go through this and answer me. Think once again and answer, guys. Think once again. Okay, I'm ending the poll. I'm sharing the result. Yeah, let us go to here. You can see, guys, 17% A and B, and so yeah, A, B, and C 17%, and 50% is a D. Why you are very sure about the option D, guys? Huh? Okay. Cartilage. Cartilage, we already told, right? The cartilage is going to produce the collagen. The cartilage is having the fibers, right, guys? Cartilage, right? It is having the fibers. Then coming to the bones. Bones is also having the fibers, guys. Fibers. Then coming to the adipose tissue. Yes, adipose tissue is also having the fibers. Then coming to the areolar tissue. Obviously, areolar tissue we studied that is having the fiber. Right. Then which one is not having the fiber? Blood. Yes or no? Right? Collagen or elastin secrete the fibers of which one of the following tissue secrete the collagen or elastin? Mainly, collagen and elastin is not present in the blood. Other fibrinogens are there in the blood. Okay. But it does not have the collagen and elastin. Okay. So that's why the correct answer is A, B, C, and E only. Okay. Very good. Now everyone is answering C, C, C. Correct. No, it is a B. Yes, Suchi answered now B. Yes, Suchi, correct. Okay, blood is not having the collagen and elastin. Remember, guys. Other than that, everything is having the. Okay. Now you have to match the following. Most of the type of the questions you have seen the match the following only, guys. These all are you can see 2024 and 23 questions only I brought here. You have to match here, guys. Squamous epithelium, ciliated epithelium, glandular epithelium, and compound epithelium. That's why I told you the where the position or where it is located is very important. I think the first question, if you solve, means it is very easy to solve this question also. I will launch the poll. You can answer the poll, guys. Yeah, I'm launching the poll. You can go through that. Okay, I will end the poll. Share the result with you guys. Okay, B is 14% and option D is 86%. Okay, which is the correct answer, guys? Yes, very good. Option D. Option D is the correct answer. A is the 3, right? A is nothing but the squamous epithelium. If you know answer to this, it will be very helpful to eliminate these two, right? And coming to the ciliated epithelium, where is the ciliated epithelium is going to present, guys? In the inner surface of the fallopian tube, right? Then coming to the glandular epithelium, glandular epithelium. So first one is the C. C is the one only, that is goblet cells of the alimentary canal. Then coming to the compound, then it is pancreatic duct. Okay, fine. Next question, guys. Here the statement 1 and 2 are there. This we studied in loose connective tissue, right? Okay. Statement 1, ligaments are dense, irregular tissue. Statement 2, cartilage is a dense, regular tissue. Okay, now you have to answer whether both the statements are correct, whether the one statement is correct, and all the things. I will launch the poll. Yeah. Suchi, have you answered D? Think once again, Suchi, if you answered D means? No, I think no. You didn't answer no. Very good, Nuka Raju. Very good, pa. Okay, guys, I got multiple answers. Okay, 29% A, 7% B, 50% C and 14% D. No issue. You can see here, guys. We studied in the loose connective tissue, in the dense, in the loose connective tissue, we studied about the dense connective tissue. In that, we studied about the regular and irregular, right? In the regular, we studied the collagen fibers are arranged regularly, right? Like this, regularly, those are arranged. Examples, tendons. Tendons connect the muscles to bones, right? And then we studied the ligaments. Ligaments. This will attach the bones to bones, right? Bones to the bones. Then irregular, we studied collagen fibers are irregularly arranged. The example, it is present in the skin. Now you answer me, guys. Which one is correct? Now I will launch the poll once again. Now you tell me which one is correct. After I am telling which one is correct. All are answering wrongly. Kindly see once again the statement 1, statement 2 and what I given here. Okay, fine. I am sharing the result, guys. See here. 46% A and 23% B and 31% C. Okay, then coming to the cartilage, guys. The cartilage will comes under the specialized connective tissue. Specialized. Yes or no? Will it comes under it then? No. In the specialized connective tissue, we studied three, right? Cartilage, bone, and blood. Right? Huh? Okay. The correct answer is A, guys. Statement, both the statement are false. Both the statement are false. Okay. Coming to the next question, guys. Okay, this also match the following. You can go through this. Yeah, you can answer to this also. Okay. Which one of the following is not a connective tissue? I will give this PPT, no? You can go through that. Let us go to the cockroach, okay? Which one of the following is not a connective tissue, guys, here? Yeah, answer me. Which one is not a connective tissue? Connective tissue. Once again, now only I told connective tissue. Which are the specialized connective tissue? Cartilage, blood, bone, right? Neuroglia, nervous system, right? 83% given D answer. Option A is given by 88% and option C by 8%. Guys, all are giving wrong answer. Listen here. The blood, cartilage, bone will comes under the specialized connective tissue. And adipose tissue will comes under the areolar connective tissue. And neuroglia is the another tissue system. Okay, the correct answer is D. Okay. Let us go to the most important part, guys, the cockroach. Cockroach, and I think you've seen that cockroach everywhere, right? And mainly you can see the cockroach only in the night time, right? Because those are nocturnal. In the night time, you can see in the kitchen and in the bathroom and everywhere you can see cockroaches. Okay. Mainly the we can go to the division. The mainly will belong to the phylum Arthropoda and the class is Insecta. Class Insecta. Genus is Periplaneta. Species is Americana. Okay. The mainly we will call it as the scientific name of the cockroach is Periplaneta americana. Remember. Okay. And coming to the cockroach, have you seen the cockroach, guys? Mainly it is consisting of the exoskeleton, right? That is called as a chitin. Chitin. It is the chitin made up of N-acetyl glycosamine. And we divide the body of the cockroach means that it will divide into the head, thorax, and the abdomen. Head, thorax, and the abdomen. How we can divide ourselves, right? Head to thorax and abdomen, like that. Same. Mainly the exoskeleton, this is very important, guys. Mainly the exoskeleton as the plate-like thing that is called as the sclerite. Plate is called as sclerite. The dorsally it is covered by the tergite. Dorsal you can see, right? That is called as a tergite. And if you remove the one wing and if you if you turn the cockroach backside means you can see the ventral surface. There mainly that is called as a sternite. Okay. Ventral is a sternite and dorsal is a tergite. Remember that. And both sternite and tergite are covered by the membrane that is called as the arthropodial membrane or articular membrane. Okay. And you can see that mainly the head. Head you can see here, head part. Head part here, the mainly head part is consisting of the compound eye and antenna for the sense, and also the maxillae, mandible, and the mouth parts. Okay. And the mouth parts are important, guys. Here you can see the mouth parts, the maxillae, the mandibles are there. Mandibles are helps in the grinding the food, and also the incising region. Maxilla is helpful in the cutting. And also you can see the two mandibles and two maxilla are there. And the labium is called as the lower lip, and the labrum is called as the upper lip. Labrum is the upper lip. You can see that in the labrum it is having the u means upper lip. Okay, remember like that. And in the labium it is having the lower lip. Okay. And the hypopharynx is there. Hypopharynx is act as the tongue. Okay. And you can see, guys, suddenly, yeah, you can see this is about the thorax. You can go to the abdomen. The abdomen is having the 10 segment. Okay. Suddenly you're watching the class. Suddenly the cockroach come to near you. Okay. Suddenly you have to differentiate now which is the male cockroach and which is the female cockroach. And how can you differentiate, guys? Why we need that? Because we are listening the class and we are busy. Why we have to differentiate that cockroach? Okay, fine. Then coming to the male cockroach and female cockroach, how can you differentiate? Me in the male, the wings are there, right? The wings are covering, and it is coming outside the abdomen. Okay, outside the abdomen it is coming, and the males are having the anal style. It is very important. In the female, it is absent. Okay, and the female is wings are covering only the abdomen, and it is the anal style is absent here. Okay, fine. Then coming to the abdomen, guys. In the abdomen, it is having the 10 segment. I have already told you. In the 10th segment, very, very important. In the 10th segment, anal cerci is there. Anal cerci that is present both in male and female. Okay. And also the anal style. Anal style is also present in the 10th fragment only in the male. Anal style that is present in the 10th segment only, that is only present in the male. Here you can see anal style. Okay, this is the anal circi. Anal circi common in female also, only anal style is present in male. Okay, and in the female you can see that a 7th segment is going to form the boat shaped structure. 8th and 9th sterna, it is forming the spermatothecal pore and the collateral gland. Okay, we'll study about that. This is important. Okay. Then coming to the digestive system of the cockroach, guys. The mainly the alimentary canal, it is having the 3 parts. Okay. We know that foregut, midgut, and the hindgut is there in the cockroach. Okay. So here you can see this mouth is starting. The food is coming from the mouth. Okay. The mouth, mainly the foregut consisting of mouth, pharynx, esophagus, and the crop. It is important. Okay. In the exam, they may ask you which is acting as storing the food in the cockroach. That is a crop. Crop will help in the storing the food. Okay. And the gizzard. Gizzard is there. The gizzard is acting as a grinding. Okay. Grinding. And you can see it is having the 6 chitinous teeth. It is having the outside a circular muscles. You can see this is the gizzard. Outside it is having the circular muscle. And inside it is having the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are 6 chitinous teeth. Chitinous teeth it is having. Okay. It is come to the foregut. Then coming to the midgut. In the midgut, mainly it is called as a mesenteron. It is having the 6 to 8 tubules. Mainly that is helps in producing the juice. Juice you required for the digestion of the food, right? That will be produced by this 6 to 8 tubes. Okay. Here you can see that 6 to 8 tubes is there, right? This is helpful in the producing the juice required for the food digestion. Then coming to the hindgut, guys. Between the midgut and the hindgut, there is a malphizian tubule. There are the 100 to 150. 100 to 150 yellow colored malphizian tubule is present. Okay. So these are mainly helpful in the excretion. Okay. Remember. Then coming to the hindgut. Hindgut is consisting of the hilum, colon, and rectum, as usual as that. Okay. Hilum, colon, and the rectum. Remember this diagram. The diagram and labeling is very, very important. This is a crop. Crop is acting as a stomach, storing the food. Gizzard is mainly for the cutting, grinding purpose. Okay, remember. Then coming to the circulatory system, guys, the cockroach is having the open type circulatory system. It does not have any blood vessels. And how the blood is going to be pumped from the heart, guys? Remember, here the heart in the cockroach is consisting of 13 chambered heart is there in the cockroach. Okay, these all are the 13 chambered. And here you can see, guys, there is the alary muscles will be there. Okay, so this is the body cavity. You can see this body cavity is called as hemocoel. Hemocoel. Okay, this hemocoel is called as the body cavity where all the organs are suspended here. Okay, now what the heart will do is the heart will pump the blood. Here you can see there will be ostia is there. Okay, ostia will be present here. The blood will enter through the ostia here. Okay, the ostia, from the ostia the blood will enter. Then there will be alary muscles will be there. Alary muscles will help in the contraction of the chambers. Okay, contraction. Now the blood will be pumped directly. It will like the pump will be, it will pump like this. Okay, directly it will pump, and the all the organs are bathed. Suddenly how you pour the water means all the things is going to be bathed in the water, right? Like that, the all the organs are bathed in the blood here. Okay, so that is called that is how the circulation is happening here, because they don't have any blood vessels. Okay, and the anterior aorta is going to carry the blood to the head. Okay, to the head region, the anterior aorta is going to be carry, and mainly the contraction is by the alary muscles. Okay, and you know that the blood is colorless in the cockroach, does not contain any pigment, and the oxygen is carrying like that only. Okay, remember. Then coming to the respiratory system, guys, just see this diagram. Here in this diagram, there really spiracles are present. Okay, a pore-like structure, spiracles are present here in the respiratory system. Spiracles, from the spiracle, the oxygen is entering. Okay, the mainly the blood will not carry the oxygen in the circulatory system. Here, the spiracles is going to be carry the oxygen. From the spiracle opening, it will go to the trachea. Okay, from the trachea, it will go to the branching, that is the tracheoles. Okay. Then between the cells, it is directly exchanging the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen and carbon dioxide is directly exchanging between the cells and the tracheoles. I will tell you once again. The cockroach in the lateral side of the body is having the spiracles. The pore-like opening structure will be there. From the spiracle, the oxygen is entering. From the spiracle, it will go to the trachea. From the trachea, tracheole. The tracheoles, it will exchange the gases in between the cells. Okay. There will be a 10 pairs of spiracles will be there. That side, this side, that side, this side. It is having the 10 pair. Okay. Just remember this. Okay. Fine. Then coming to the excretory system in the cockroach. These will excrete the uric acid. So that's why we will call as the uricotelic. Uric acid. Okay. The mainly excretory organ is the Malpighian tubules, and other than Malpighian tubule, the excretory organ is fun. Fun. What is fun? You can remember fun as the F is the fat body, and U is the uricose gland, and N is the nephrocytes. Okay. Fun. Fun is acting as the excretory system. Then coming to the nervous system, guys, mainly ganglia is there. What do you mean by ganglia? Means a bunch of the neuron. Bunch of neuron. Okay, a bunch of the neuron is acting as the nervous system here. I think we are running out of the time, guys. Here, just remember that the nervous system mainly consisting of the ganglia here. Okay, 3 in the head, 3 in the thorax, and 6 in the abdomen. Okay, and mainly supraesophageal ganglion is acting as a brain, and sense organs are antennae, eyes, maxillary pulp, labia, and anal setae, and 200 ommatidia are present in the compound eye. Okay, the cockroach can receive the mosaic vision mainly because of this 2000 ommatidia. Okay. Okay, you can go through this male reproductive system and the female reproductive system, guys. Okay, and here you can see this is called as a utica. Okay, this is called as a utica, mainly formed from the collateral gland. Collateral gland. You can go to this slide, guys. Okay, 1 minute. Here is the one question. You can go through this question. Okay, I will just explain these questions to you. Till that, I will run the poll, guys. You can go to the, you can give me a feedback. 1 minute. Yeah. I launched the teacher feedback form. You can give me a poll. Chandana, we are giving that PPT link in the group, in the WhatsApp group. We are having the group, right? In that group, we are giving the link of that PPTs. All the PPTs are already uploaded. After the class, immediately we will upload the PPTs. You can go through the PPTs. Only the important points will be given in the PPT, and all the previous year questions like the 24 and 23 questions immediately we are given in that PPT. You can go through that. Okay, fine. Just what you have to do, guys. The 11 syllabus are like the so many things you have to remember. You have to revise once again those all the chapters. Okay, that is the important things, guys. Okay, fine. Thank you so much. Let us meet in the next class. In the next class, we are going to do the biomolecules chapter. Okay, fine. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can be there in the class. Chandana, I will go through that and I will add you, ma. Okay.